Hey guys, welcome to Art by Abigail. Today we're going to be painting this really cute Trust in the Lord card. So if you want to figure out how to paint this, keep watching. Our paint colors are magenta, dandelion yellow, and leaf green. I'll be using a round 6 and a round 2 paintbrush. These are both size round 6, but I have 2 of them just in case. I'm using the fine touch one though, just the one I'm going to be using more often, and then this will be just a backup. And then I have the round 2, and this is the Princeton Heritage brand, and then this one is the Fine Touch brand, and you can get that Fine Touch brand at Hobby Lobby on sale for 50% off every other week, and it comes in a big packet of all the brushes you need to start watercolor. We'll also be needing a water cup and a paper towel or a washcloth, which I have over here. You can't see it, but it's over here. And and something to put your paint on. If you don't have the liquid watercolors, you can use just whatever watercolors you have, but the main colors you'll need is a pink, a yellow, and a green. We'll also need an envelope to put your card in. I get the envelopes from Hobby Lobby, and they're the Paper Studio brand. You can get them 50% off every other week, and it comes with cards like this that you can fold, and also it comes with envelopes, 50 of them for only $5. So I get those, and for my card, I just use this as my outline for where I need to cut it. So I just line it up. I've already cut it out and measured it and everything, but if you haven't, just put it on your paper, outline it with a pencil, and then I also scoot it down just a little bit and mark it with a pencil right here so I can know where I can fold it. And then I will cut it out with my paper cutter. And this is a really good paper cutter that I have. It's the Cricut paper cutter. And it's really nice because it shows you where it would cut over here. And it's just a really good paper cutter. So I really like this one. And I think that's all. So let's get started. So first, I'm going to start by turning my paper this way. I forgot to mention that we're going to be doing it this way. So I'm going to dip my brush in the water and get it pretty wet and just tap it off the side a little bit. So my brush doesn't have a ton of water, but it just has a good amount. And I'm going to mix the color magenta and dandelion yellow and leaf green. And the reason I use the dandelion yellow and the leaf green is because I want my flowers to be kind of peachy color instead of just a bright pink. And I want it to be a little more neutral and desaturated rather than a bright pink. So I'm gonna dip my brush in the water, tap it off the side. I'm gonna grab some pink, good amount, rinse off my brush, get a tiny bit of green and add that in there. It's going to make it more of a brown. And actually, I'm also going to be using a little bit of black. I forgot to mention that. Sorry about that, but I'm going to be using a little bit of black just to really tone down the color. I'll get a little bit of yellow. You don't want to overdo your mixing colors or the colors you're putting into your base color, because then it might not turn out exactly as you want it. It may turn out in a brown, and we want it more of just a light pink. So I'm adding water to my mixture right here. This, in watercolor, you don't have to use a white. You can just use water as your white, so it makes it a lighter color. And I'm going to add a little more green and black to it. Makes it a really pretty pink. And we are going to be making this color lighter once we put it on here. So I'm going to do 2 roses. I'm going to do one right here and one right here. But you can put them wherever you want. And for my rose, I'm going to start by a little kind of a little blob right there. Not all the way in the corner, kind of a little bit out. I'm going to do another blob. And I'm going to do a half circle right there, or oval. And then another one on this side. And then so on. I'm going to continue to do that. I'm going to put my brush in the water just a little bit, tap it off just a tiny bit. I want it to get lighter and lighter as we go out. And I'm dipping my brush in water again to make the paint a lighter color. And we're just doing half circles. And you don't want them to be perfect. You want them to be kind of loose, like that. And I'm just going to get a little bit more of our pink color, our dark pink color, and just put it kind of in the center a little bit more. I'm going to rinse my brush off completely, add a couple more strokes. All right, now I'm going to move on to my second rose. I'm going to get my pink color. I'm going to put it a little bit out and do the same process I did on the other rose. Dip my brush in the water. Again. I'm going to get more of my pink, put it in the center. Sometimes you lose that really strong center color you want. So you can put that in again if you need to. I really like the rough texture I'm getting over here, so I'm going to kind of do that over here, at least try to. But I don't want to mess with it too much. I'm going to get a little bit more of my darker color. Okay, I'm going to add some more of my dark color right in the center, and I'm going to let that bleed. Now I'm going to work on my leaves. So I used the color leaf green, dandelion yellow, and black for this color. So I already have it mixed right here. You want it to be kind of like a dirty green. This very, I don't know if you can see it, so I'm moving it over here. It's kind of like a olive green. So I want to have that pretty dark. And I'm going to rotate my paper a little bit. And I'm going to do a stroke, a very thin line out to here. To get a thin line, you want to have very light pressure. You barely want to put your paintbrush on the paper. And you want to slowly drag it out. Like that. Now we're going to add our leaves. So I'm going to, for my leaf, I'm going to put a half circle. And then again. And sometimes I like to leave a little white spot in the middle. I'm going to do the other leaf over here. And leave a little white spot. Sometimes I like to do that. It adds another dimension to the leaf, I feel. So I like to do that sometimes. And I'm going to continue to do that. Like so. And I'm going to do that over in this corner also. You don't want to make them perfectly straight. So I'm going to make them wonky in some places. There. And now I'm going to dip my brush in the water. So I still have a little bit of paint on my brush, but it's going to be a lighter value. I'm going to put it over here next to this one and continue to do the leaves. And so we're just gonna do a couple more of these just to kind of get the variety in. I'm going to get some more of that color. And actually I'm going to get my dark green. I'm going to do a big leaf for this rose right here. So I'm gonna kind of do it right here. So this is gonna be the actual rose leaf. I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna fill it in with water. So it has a little more dimension. I'm gonna put the darker spot under this leaf. I don't want it to touch it completely. I want the darker spot to be right under that big leaf on top. We're gonna rinse off our brush completely. Fill in this one. And then I'm gonna do the bottom. And I want it to be a lighter value here than it is here. So this needs to be dark and this needs to be light. And same right here, we want the darker value to be here, lighter value to be here. Like so. And now we're going to move on to this leaf. I might just do one over here. Do the same thing. I know in real life, rose leaves are kind of spiky on the edges, so if you want to do that, you can, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to stick to what I have planned. But if you want to, you can. You can go for a more realistic rose leaf. We're doing the same thing. We want the darker value to be here, the lighter value to be up here. All right, now we're going to get this lighter color again, and we're just gonna do some more fill-in leaves. So put them wherever. You can even make an even lighter value than these ones right here if you want. And then these can be more loose than the other ones if you want, or you can make them precise however you want to do it. And then I can even drop in the color like this so it bleeds. And that makes a really cool effect. I really like that. Now I'm going to do some more leaves. And then there is this other technique for a leaf, but it's a little more advanced. If you want to practice it, you can. You want to have light pressure right here for the top of the leaf, and then push down with your brush and then lift up. And then you get a leaf. That one is a little more hard and it is a little more time consuming. So you can do whatever you want, but that's just another technique to do the leaves. I'm gonna mix some more of my green that I want. Put some more on my palette. Some yellow and some black. All right, got a little hair sticking out with my paintbrush. Now I'm going to do some more leaves. Just a lot of leaves in here. And I do have, this one is slightly of a brighter green, but I kind of like that. It adds dimension to my painting. Everything doesn't have to be the same. Add one right here. And up here. So right now I'm just filling up space. because we are going to put some little pink flowers in when we're done with the leaves. I'm liking these leaves. I think they're good. I'm going to rinse off my brush completely. And now we're going to add some little pink flowers. So I'm going to get a lighter value of my pink that I did, which all you need to do to make it a lighter value is add some water. I'm going to do little dots, getting bigger as they come closer to the stem, which we're going to add in a minute. I'm going to have them hanging out from random places. Add them behind too, just to show that they're everywhere and not just out here. Rinse off my brush completely. And now I'm going to add the stem, so I'm going to get my dark green. Add that in. You want to have very thin lines, so just light pressure and put it in between the dots. And do it for all of the little flowers. You don't have to do this step, but it kind of makes it a little cute little flower, kind of like hollyhock. Like so. All right, we are done with the painting part. Now we're going to do the words. So I have this Papermate pen, I think Papermate, yes, Papermate pen, and it's a fine tip, and I'm going to be using this to do my lettering, and I'm going to put Trust in the Lord on it. And I want to make sure where I'm putting my hand, it's dry. And actually, if you have your envelope, you can use this to put your hand down, so when you put your hand down, it does not like mess up any of your flowers or leaves. So actually first I'm going to practice with the pencil. All right, I like that arrangement that I have. I'm going to lightly place it where I want it here. So I'm just going to lightly sketch it. And now I'm going to fill it in with my Papermate pen. All right, I'm now going to erase any extra pencil lines. Try not to do it on your watercolor if you can, but if it's necessary, wait till your Papermate pen is dry, which I should have done, which it's a little smeared, but it's okay. Okay, and now the last step is to fold it. So I'm going to fold it right in half. Try to make it as even as possible. And I do have a little like thing that presses it down, but I don't have it at the moment. So I'm just going to use the end of this pen and just do that to really push down this so it stays. And then you have this really cute card that you can write to a friend or whoever you want. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the little bell, and hope you guys have a great day. Bye.